This is Mr. Hardesty. Let's calculate slope in the next real-world example. Roller coasters. The table below shows the relationship between the number of minutes x and the total number of riders y that ride on the roller coaster. Graph the data, then find the slope of the line. Explain what the slope represents. Our table is labeled minutes. That's going to be the x value. And there are 5 values representing the minutes, from 0 through 40 in intervals of 10. The riders, y will be that variable, from 0 to 1,200 in intervals of 300. So first we are to graph the data, and let's do that by plotting our ordered pairs, x, y, on our grid. First, let's analyze our data because our grid is not labeled, and we need appropriate marks along the way so we have plenty of room to see what we're graphing. Minutes, x. Our x-axis is down here. That's where the minutes will be. And those are in intervals of 10. Let's count by 5s. Here's 5, 10, and so on. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. I've labeled the 10 since I know that's what we're going to need when we plot our ordered pairs. Now the riders in y, that'll be our vertical axis. Those are spread out by 300. So let's make these intervals each 200. 400, and so on, since we need to get to 1,200, and we'll get there right here. So our y-axis, we'll label that the riders up the vertical side. Now let's plot our ordered pairs. We start with 0, 0 for xy, or the origin. Next, 10, 300. So we're over 10 on the x and up 300 on the y. We'll plot that halfway between 200 and 400. 20 and 600. Next, we have 20 and 600 is sitting right there. 30 and 900. 30, 900. Halfway between 800 and 1,000, and then 40 and 1,200. That's sitting there. So we've graphed our 5 ordered pairs representing the minutes and the number of riders, and let's connect those points to see the line that we will have formed with those 5 ordered pairs. Now we're to find the slope of that line. To calculate slope, we know that we can take the change in the y, that is, we're going to subtract 2 y values, and we will divide that by the change in the x. That is, we'll subtract the 2 x values. I'm going to use subscripts to represent those different values. That is, y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. We can now pick any of our 5 points or ordered pairs and calculate slope. Let's choose 0, 0, since the line passes through the origin, and 10, 300, our first 2 points. And for the y's, we'll plug in 300 minus 0. That's our second y minus our first y. All over 10 minus 0. Our second x minus our first x. We'll simplify and get 300 over 10. And 300 divided by 10 is 30, or 30 over 1. So that is our slope in simplest form, and the slope represents those riders per minute. That is, we will have 30 riders after every minute.